All right, man. Y'all, what's up, man? It's your boy. But what do I know? Coming back at you, man. Wanted to discuss something that I haven't really talked about, man. Or I don't really see people talking about this, man. And that's the subject on Jaime Munguia, bro. I've been watching Jaime Munguia since the last days of HBO, and I felt like before Golden Boy went to the zone, I felt like Jaime Munguia was just on this like roller coaster, man. Like he was coming just full throttle ahead, and it just seemed like in my opinion, man, it just seemed like once Golden Boy did the deal with the zone, the hype of Jaime Munguia instantly went away. My first time seeing Jaime Munguia was the fight before he fought oh shoot, I can't even think of the guy that beat shoot Saddam Ali. There we go. Y'all forgive me for that. But my first time actually paying attention to him was when he fought Saddam Ali. Everybody who knows, I think it was like 2017, may have been 2018, but I think it was 2017. Saddam Ali beat Miguel Cotto, which we all kind of know that was just a shell of Miguel Cotto, but Saddam, I mean, that was right before Miguel Cotto was going to retire. Saddam Ali beat Miguel Cotto, and then later, and then fought Jaime Munguia. And Jaime Munguia proceeded like to beat the shit out of dude. And at that point, we were all on Jaime Munguia. He's been in there with some good, well, not good, but like decent at that time, decent competition. Then he fought like Gary O'Sullivan. Uh, he fought a few like C level okay fighters. But it was just like, man, Jaime Munguia's like whole momentum just disappeared when Golden Boy decided to go to the zone. We don't really hear or talk about Jaime Munguia as much now. So he's been since then he's moved up. He was the I think he was the WBO super middleweight champion. He got the title from Saddam Ali, who got it from Miguel Cotto. And he moved up and he fought. He's been facing like, I don't know. It's like it just seems like his career had been at a plateau, and I know I can't be the only one that feels that way. And my whole thing is it's time for it's time for Jaime Munguia to step it up in my eyes, man. It's so funny how you often hear these guys. We criticize the Charlos and the Andres, and here's what's funny. People criticize Demetrius Andrade for not fighting any big names, but Jaime Munguia is actually Demetrius Andrade's mandatory. And it's like, bro, today's boxing is just so backwards to me, bro, because it's like, how the fuck, what the fuck kind of sense does that make? Like, what sense does that make? Like, since when does a champion have to chase a mandatory? The same situation happened with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. I'm sorry, Devin Haney. Like, bro, it's just ridiculous to me that these guys, like, everybody put the pressure. You see so many people talk about, well, Devin Haney needs to step it up. Devin Haney needs to step it up. But then, like, I've been seeing comments, and not everybody does this, but I see comments talking about how Jaime Munguia, he's only 25 years old. He needs to build. Well, Devin Haney's only 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't, like, it's ridiculous, man. Like, I don't really hear much about Jaime Munguia, and I'm ready for dude to step up. He's a big name. He's a good fighter. I'm ready for him to step up, man. I would love to see a fight against him and Charlo. That'd be a good fight. A lot of people talk about Charlo's last opponent, Montiel, how, they felt like Charlo had problems, struggle with him. And people feel like, well, he didn't necessarily struggle with him, but, he didn't look as good, and Jaime Munguia got him out of there. And, to that, I say, well, Dennis Hogan, Jaime Munguia struggled with Dennis Hogan a bit, and, Charlo got him out of there. Both fighters need that big name on their resume. Both Charlo and Jaime Munguia. Jamal Charlo and Jaime Munguia. Jamal Charlo's resume is a little bit more slept on to me, though, because a lot of people don't give him credit for what he did at 154 when he fought Julian J. Rock Williams. He fought Austin Trout. He fought some B-level fighters at 154, but at 160, we're ready for him to step it up as far as that competition goes as well. But you hear a lot of people criticize Jamal, but we really don't hear those. We really don't hear people criticize Jaimie Munguia. I want Jaimie Munguia. I'm ready for dude to step it up and fight somebody of note, man. Like, come on, why is Demetrius Andrade calling you out and you're this man's mandatory? Like, the shit shouldn't be like that, man. Boxing is just crazy now. Like that, this shit is just so fucking irritating, man. Because it's just like, bro, since when the fuck have you seen a champion have to chase a mandatory? The mandatory should be barking up the champion's tree. But Demetrius Andrade can't seem to get this man to fight, and it's just kind of irritating, man. So I'm ready for Jaimie Munguia to step it up, man. I'm ready for him to take on the challenges. He's with DAZN, and here's another thing that like kind of irritated me, and I'm not defending Jermall Charlo. It's not that I'm defending Jermall Charlo. It's just I want you guys to be honest, even though I am a Lions only fan. So, so call it what you want, but it's just honest to God speaking. Everybody at one point was saying how, Jermall Charlo needs to sign with DAZN because that's where all the middleweights are at. Yeah, man, that's where all of them at. Like, you heard it, right? Now, but peep this out, right? DAZN at one point had Billy Joe Saunders. They had Demetrius Andrade, Triple G, Danny Jacobs, Canelo Alvarez. All these guys were at middleweight at one point, right? But the only fight that DAZN was able to make was Canelo versus, not so much as DAZN, but the only fight that was made on DAZN was Canelo versus Danny Jacobs, and then more recently Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders. It's like you got all these fighters, man, that are with the network, and I understand Jaimie Munguia was trying to make a fight with Triple G, and Triple G chose not to fight Jaimie Munguia. That's not Jaimie Munguia's fault. I'm not putting the blame on him for that. But man, it's like, come on, man. Like, everybody's so quick to jump on the Charlos, man. You gotta, if you're gonna hold everybody like that, hold everybody to that same category. I got a whole video on Triple G that I'm gonna do, because it's like, man, dude gets away with everything, and that just irritates the shit out of me. But man, yeah, it's time for these guys to step it up. And like I said, Charlo included. Man, it's no reason why we shouldn't. In today's boxing, there's so much BS that goes on with the politics, with the networks, with the promotions. It's sad that all these guys in the same weight class, we have to look at them. We have to look at, if they fight each other, we have to look at it. Or if we talk about them fighting each other, it has to be looked at as a fantasy fight. It's no reason why Demetrius Andrade versus Jermall Charlo should be a fantasy fight. It's no reason why Demetrius Andrade versus Jaimie Munguia should be a fantasy fight. There's no reason why Jermall Charlo versus Jaimie Munguia. All these guys are in the same weight class, and they need to fight. Triple G included, especially Triple G. Triple G's been in the weight class longer than all of these guys have been in the weight class. But yet, this Triple G, I mean, granted, I get that he was trying to unify with Murat, but bro, you got Demetrius Andrade on your same platform. Make that fight happen, bro. Make the fight happen. Make the fight happen. That's all I'm saying, bro. Like, these guys are just like, it's just irritating. Triple G wasted his whole career chasing Canelo, man. Like, bro, make the fight. Make the Demetrius Andrade fight, man. I love to see that fight. Make the Jaimie Munguia fight. Demetrius Andrade fight Jaimie Munguia. Jermall Charlo, you hop in the mix too. So that's my thought on that, man. Like, I'm ready for these guys, and I didn't mean to go on a rant. I know this was supposed to be about Jaimie Munguia, but it's just time for the reason why I targeted Jaimie Munguia is because you don't hear anybody really bring him up in any type of conversation. And this guy is supposed to be a big name. He's 38-0 with 30 knockouts, and he's 25 years old. Like, bro, at what point is he going to be ready? It's time for him to step up, man. I think the biggest name on his resume, I don't want to say Saddam Ali. Who's the biggest name on his resume? Gabe Rosado? Maybe Gabe Rosado, And I like Gabe Rosado, so I'm not gonna shit on Gabe. I love Gabe. Gabe is my guy. That's one of my favorite fighters, man. I can appreciate Gabe Rosado, but it's just like, man, that's the biggest name on his resume. And no disrespect to the homie Gabe, but I don't think anybody really considers Gabe as a top guy at any weight class right now. Of course he's been robbed multiple times, but You know, I think a lot of people look at Gabe as a journeyman. I respect him because I'm a fan, but it's just you know, you call him a spade a spade. So it's time for Jaimie Munguia to step it up, man. Make a fight with go ahead, get the fight with Demetrius Andrade, bro. People talking about he's high risk, low reward, bro. He has a belt. At the end of the day, he has a belt. Get that belt, man. Like, you know, it's just frustrating talking about these guys, man. In today's boxing is just so irritating, bro. That's why, like, when people say, I don't keep up with boxing, I keep up with UFC, I don't even argue with that shit no more, bro, because I completely understand, bro. It's like, bro, it's so much bullshit that we got to go through with boxing, man. Make these fights happen, but what do I know?